beads used for Abuja connection is we make use of the sand beads and the crystal beads. And the best type of beads that can be used, the best type of beads that can be used is a crystal bead. It's a crystal bead. Then, because why do we say that? No, crystal beads, it glitters a lot. It glitters and it makes our work very beautiful. So that's why I consider it as one of the best type of bead to use for Abuja connection. So, you know, when you are stringing it, remember we said that you are going to string it one after the other, which is one big size and one small size, which is, that is, in the class we make use of the size 6 and the sand bead, that is the size 2 sand bead. So when you are inserting or stringing the base, you make use of the big size, which is a size 6 bead that we use, and the small size, which is a size 2 sand bead. Then also, you know, what's the second stage here after the foundation or the base? The second stage here is stringing of 5 beads, 5 sand beads into the base. You string 5 sand beads round the base. So that's the second stage in Abuja connection. Stringing of 5 sand beads. Then the type of bead used in the second stage is the sand beads. We all know which is the small beads. Then the stages, let's just say the stages in Abuja connection, we have 3 stages. We have the 3 stages in Abuja connection. The base, which is 1 size 6 and 1 sand bead thrice. It will go around and you tie it. Then the second stage is stringing of 5 sand beads round the base. Then the third stage is stringing of the crystal size 6 crystal beads round the second stage. So that is that about Abuja connection. Now the next design that I want to make for this class is underbust multi-layer with brooch. Underbust multi-layer with brooch. Like you all know that you have an idea about a multi-layer beads. You already know how to string your multi-layer beads. So this time around, the difference between the one you did in your last class is the brooch and the length of the bead. The brooch and the length of the bead. Now, the materials needed for this design is monofilament. I'm going to make use of 0.35 monofilament for this design. You are going to make use of size 8 beads. I'm going to make use of size 8 beads for this design. I will make use of divider. You all know what a divider is. A divider, we are going to make use of brooch. This is a brooch. Then we are going to make use of our hook for this design. Okay, so to start this underbust multi-layer beads, we are going to start with the brooch. We are going to start with the brooch. So you can see that this brooch, you'll be wondering, where do I want to insert insert my monofilaments in this brooch. It's very simple. When you look at the brooch, you can see that the brooch has so many perforated places. Almost everything is perforated, as you can see. So I'm going to make use of the perforated edges to insert my I'm going to insert my monofilament through the perforated edges in this brooch. So as you can see, I've inserted. You will cut your monofilament into desired what you can control. Okay, so you are going to insert it into one of the perforated edges. As you can see, this is you tie. Why do I want to tie? So that it will not be moving up and down. There are so many ways involved in this brooch, in this design. So many ways in which you can do it. You can decide, if you have a small bead with you, you can decide to insert your small bead, and you can make use of your stopper you can make use of your stopper as well. You can make use of your size 4 beads, but in this class, we are going to just tie it, and we are going to insert our size 8 beads immediately. So this is it. I want to cut off the edges of this monofilament so that it can be even. Then we are going to insert our beads. As you can see, I'm inserting my beads. So now the next stage after inserting your beads, you can see that I've inserted my beads, is I'll make use of my hook. So I will insert my monofilament into the hook. You can see that I'm using a multi-way hook. Multi-way hook. That is the name of the type of hook that I'm using. A multi-way hook. I'm inserting it into one of the holes in my multi-way hook. After inserting it, I will pass through the first size 8 bead. I'll pass through the first size 8 beads. After inserting my monofilament into the first hole in my multi-way hook, then I insert it back into the bead, the first bead, the first size 8 bead. I repeat, this is my beads, as you can see. I will now insert the monofilament. I will put the two edges of the monofilament together, then I insert it into my multi-way hook, into the first hole in my multi-way hook. As you can see, I've inserted it, then I put it back, I insert it back into the first bead. As you can see, I've inserted it back into the first bead. Then I tie. By the way I'm tying it, so this same procedure, you repeat it on the other side. You can see that in the brooch. Can you see? So you repeat the same procedure on the other side. As you can see, because of our time, we were able to string this multi-layer with brooch. As you can see that it's longer than what you have been doing. Can you see? I didn't think we have a bigger neck stand. This is underbust multi-strand bead or multi-layer bead. Can you see? It's a very long with what? With double brooch. We have two brooches here of the same pattern. Can you see? So, like I did the first one that you saw, it's still the same way that you're going to do it. You insert it into the to one of the perforated edges, then you tie and string your beads. And I showed you how I inserted it into my hook. It's the same procedure that I used for the first one. That's what you are going to use for every other one. It's the same thing I did here as well. I inserted my monofilament and inside these perforated edges, I stringed my beads. Then I put it back inside the second one. Can you see? Then I tied it. Okay? The number of beads also it is determined on how long you want it to be. Are you getting me? It depends on how long you want the beads to be. But this is it. Here we make use of 25 beads for the first step. We make use of the first 25 beads for the first step here. Yes, for the first layer. We make use of the 25 beads for the first layer here. So the second one, we make use of 35 beads. We made use of 25 beads for the second step. We made use of 35 beads for the second step. So this is all about a multi-strand beads.
An Abuja connection, and at the same time we are through with underbust layers. Now the next one to do is Caribbean with beaded ball. And the first class, I taught you the last semester how to make a beaded ball, but I'm still going to put you through today to remind you of what you have done before. So I'm going to give you step by step. I'm going to give you the steppings in beaded ball. So the first step in beaded ball is 4 cross with 1.
First step.
The first step in beaded ball is 4 cross with 1. It's the same thing as the foundation of the beaded ball. The foundation is 4 cross with 1. That is the foundation, and that's the first step as well. 4 cross with 1. Then the second step is 3 cross with 1. Then you pass through 1. 3 cross with 1. Then you pass through 1. Three beads. Cross is the same thing with interchange. The first foundation is 4 cross with 1, and that is circle of 5. Remember that I told you last semester that beaded ball has to be circle of 5. Once you don't have circle of 5, you have already made the mistake. So if you are doing beaded ball and you have circle of 4, there is a mistake there. So beaded ball has to be circle of 5 all through. So the foundation now is 4 cross with 1, that is circle of 5. Then the second step is 3 cross with 1, then pass through 1. Cross is the same thing as interchange. Okay, then I will pass through 1. Then I told you that the foundation and the first step is 4 cross with 1. Then the second one is 3 cross with 1, interchange with 1, that is 3 cross with 1. Then pass through 1. And don't forget, the beaded ball has to be circle of 5 all through. If you look at the 2 steps that I have, is 5, 5. The circle is 5. Now the next one is going to be 2 cross with 1, 2 beads, 2 beads, then cross with 1. Cross or interchange. Cross and interchange is the same thing. 2 beads, cross with 1, then I will interchange my mono in 1 bead. This is cross. Cross with 1, then I will pass through 1 as well. That is, I'll enter into 1 bead. That is the 3rd step. So the 4th one is going to be 2 cross with 1 as well. Then I'm going to pass through 1. This is 2 beads. And don't forget to feed your left hand side all through. If you want to feed your right hand side, feed the right hand side all through. If you are going to use the left all through. Don't use left and use right at the same time. You will miss it. So the 3rd step is 2 cross with 1, pass through 1. Then the 4th one also is 2 cross with 1, pass through 1. That is the 4th one. 4th one is also 2 cross with 1. Then you pass through 1. You enter into 1 bead. That is pass 1. Then the 5th one now, still going to be 2 cross with 1, pass through 2. Remember the 3rd one is 2 cross with 1, pass through 1. The 4th one is 2 cross with 1, pass through 1. Then the 5th one is going to be 2 cross with 1, pass through 2. 2 cross with 1, pass through 2. That is, you enter into 2 beads. This is it. Then the 6th one is going to be 1 cross 1. 1 cross with 1. 1 cross with 1, pass through 1. That is the half of the beaded ball. 1 cross with 1, pass through 1. This is the half of the ball. And you know this is 30 beaded ball. So I've used 15 beads so far for this half. Do you get it? So, continuation of this is going to be 2 cross with 1, pass through 2. That is the 7th step. 2 cross with 1, then you pass through 2. The 7th step after the half ball. The next one is 2 cross with 1, then you pass through 2. Passing means you enter into the next bead, pass through 2. Then the 8th one is 1 cross with 1, pass through 2. 1 cross with 1, then you pass through 2. 1 cross 1, you pass through 2. That is step 8. 1 cross with 1, you pass through 2. That is step 8. Step 9. 1 cross 1, pass through 2. Step 9 is 1 cross with 1, pass through 2. 1 cross 1. Then you pass through 2. That is, you enter into the next 2 beads. 1, then 2. That is step 9. 10 is going to be 1 cross 1, pass through 3. 1 cross with 1, then you're going to pass through 3 now. That is, you enter into 3 bead, 1, 2, and 3. And 3. So the last part, you are going to take just 1 bead and cross with that. Cross with just 1 bead. cross with just one bead. So you have ball 30 already. This is ball 30. All you need to do is to just pass around the circle that you have last. That last circle, just pass around. Use enter all the bead on that circle and tie. This is ball of 30. Now this is our beaded ball. Beaded ball with Caribbean. This is what I want to use this for. Now starting of this, okay, I'm going to feed in my mono into this hook. You are going to use single hook. Single hook, then I'll feed in, and this I have 21 here, so I'm not going to do up to that here. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Next assume is 5 that I want to use. This is 21. So the next here is to insert my beaded ball. So I'll just enter into my beaded ball with the two mono, with the two mouths of the mono that I have. Please excuse me, I want to. So I'll just enter into the beaded ball like this. Okay, exit. Then I will start with another bead here. Here I have 15 beads. 1 2 3 4 5, which is the second part here. So if I have another beaded ball, I will insert it there, count another 15 and do the same thing. So this is beaded ball with Caribbean. The next design that we have is ball of 12. We are through with ball of 30. Ball of 30 is the beaded ball. We are through with the ball of 30, which is the beaded ball. Beaded ball with Caribbean. We are done with that. Now what we want to do is ball of 12. This ball of 12 can be used to make this the same design. So the foundation of ball of 12 is 3 beads crossed with 1. The foundation in beaded ball is 4 beads crossed with 1. 3 beads crossed with 1. 3 beads crossed with 1. Beaded ball is a circle of 5. Ball 12 is circle of 4. So the continuation of ball 12 is 1 bead on the right, 1 bead on the left, cross or interchange with 1. 1 on the left, 1 on the right, cross or interchange with 1. That is the second step. The third step is the same thing. 1 on the left, 1 on the right, cross or interchange with 1. Okay. Then the last step, just feed 1 on the left, 1 on the right. Then you will come to the starting of the bead and interchange from the center one. From the one at the center, you interchange from here. Interchange from the one at the middle of the foundation, You have the circle, so just pass through the circle and tie it. This is a ball of 12. Pass through it around. Then you tie it. That's all your ball of 12. Then before you cut your mono, you pass into the next bead before you cut it. To the next bead. Just cut the mono off. So this is our ball of 12. So we are going to use this ball of 12 to make bracelets. Bracelet, you insert your hook. Insert your hook. Feed them with just one bead. One or two, depends how you want it to be. So 1, 2 bead. Then you take the ball of 12. You take the ball of 12. You pick any of the colors, this is multicolor anyway. You can design it if you want it. Like this. One crystal, one ball 12. Crystal ball 12 till you get the desired length of the size of the length of what you want to use. Look at what I have. Don't forget to feed in the 2 beads at the last stage, which is the blue. Next style is called 2-way spiral. So 2-way spiral, we're going to make use of sand bead and the crystal bead, which is size 6 and size 2 of sand bead. In ball of 12, you can make use of size 6 of crystal, you can make use of size 8, you can use 10, depends on how big you want it to be for that ball of 12. The same thing on beaded ball. You can use size 6, you can use 12, you can use size 8, it depends on what you want. On this particular one, we can use size 6 to make 2-way spiral, and we can use size 8. That's the size that we can use for it. So now the one I'm using now, I'm going to use size 6 of crystal beads and size 2 of sand bead. So the foundation, I'm going to pick 4 crystal, which is size 6, with my needle. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pick 4 of crystal, then I'm picking 5 of sandweed, which is size 2 of sandweed. I'm picking 5 of sandweed, and I'm picking size 2 of sandweed. This is size 2, 5. Then I'll tie it